The film industry is bleeding right now. कई लोग बोलते हैं हम वेंटिलेटर पे हैं, मैं कहूँगा कि हम तो आईसीयू में हैं. पठान के बाद हम सीधा आईसीयू में चले गए क्योंकि शहजादा, सेल्फी, किसी का भाई किसी की जान, बोला, एंड अबव ऑल आदि पुरुष, जिसने तो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की कमर ही तोड़ दी.
Big expectations because it was a big film, right?
It was a very big film. When you officially say that it has cost you 500 crores. वो जो perception बनाने की कोशिश की गई, वाह क्या फर्स्ट डे रहा, सेकंड डे रहा, थर्ड डे रहा, और फोर्थ डे फिफ्थ डे देखना कहाँ गायब हो जाएंगे जिन्होंने क्रिटिसाइज किया था. मीनिंग इशारा मेरी तरफ ही था. पर फोर्थ डे पे क्या हुआ तो आप भी जानते हैं. आदि पुरुष sank faster than Titanic.
तो सत्य प्रेम की कथा. Did it open well? Did it sink on Monday? Did it not open well? Where was
सत्य प्रेम की कथा is doing well. It's a very important film for Karthik Aaryan and Kiara Advani. Both are fantastic. Film does moderately well also at the box office. It's supposed to be a success. Hi, this is Taran Adarsh, and you're watching me with Rohit Khilnani on Bollywood Hungama.
Hello and welcome to Bollywood Hungama. I'm Rohit Khilnani. Mid-year आ चुका है. This is the best time to discuss कि film industry में क्या चला, क्या नहीं चला, क्या trend है. What should we expect in the coming 6 months? And for that, no one better than Mr. Taran Adarsh. Taran, once again, thank you so much for giving us time.
Thank you very much, Rohit. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Taran. So, Taran, now, as I said, 6 months complete हुए. It's a great time to talk to you. You know, there are people interested in knowing कैसा था ये साल. So, first thoughts क्या आते हैं कि 6 months कैसे निकले?
Well, I think the first 6 months मैं इतना ही कहूँगा. थोड़ी खुशी ज़्यादा गम.
थोड़ी खुशी ज़्यादा गम.
I've twisted the title of Karan Johar's film to actually summarize what the first 6 months were. You know, frankly, it started with a bang.
Yes.
There was Kutte before that, but then Pathaan came and everything was forgotten, forgiven, and you know, we moved on to better times, and everyone thought that the industry is back on track. The way Pathaan shattered records left, right, and center, and has emerged the highest grossing Hindi film ever. I think that really was a big boost to the business. Shah Rukh Khan की भी वापसी और शानदार वापसी हुई. But at the same time, post Pathaan, there were 2 films that came in. One was Shehzada, and one was Selfie. Both important films, and both flopped at the box office. Flop होना एक बात होती है. Hits and flops are part of this industry. But जिस तरह से ये दोनों फिल्में non-openers रही, they opened to disastrous response. Wash out completely. And I think that was the reason why you know, people were back to square one. We were wondering कि ये हो क्या रहा है.
लोग सिनेमाज आए थे सिर्फ शाहरुख खान के लिए.
बिल्कुल. Shah Rukh Khan ke liye, the entertainment factor, I'm not denying that. You know, a lot of factors contributed to it. Shah Rukh was a major force, of course, the reason why people actually came to cinema halls. And also it was an important film after 4 years of Shah Rukh's last. I mean, you look at Zero and now to Pathaan. All eyes were on Pathaan. And of course, Shah Rukh had gone through a lot of ups and downs, or, you know, crisis in his personal life and professional life. So, you know, what happens is that, you know, people are waiting for your next move, and somewhere down the line, I guess, this is my reading, people wanted to patronize that film. People wanted to stand in solidarity with Pathaan. And I guess that's the prime reason why the film opened to fantabulous numbers.
They wanted to contribute in their way. Ki I stand by Shah Rukh Khan.
I stand by Shah Rukh Khan, absolutely. I mean, imagine facing boycotts and problems in his personal life. Films didn't work. That was a, you know, and ऐसा भी नहीं कि 1 या 2 फिल्में, लाइन में 5-6 फिल्में. And it was, imagine you at the top and suddenly you are coming down. And you're seeing that, you know, your films are not working, your films are not taking an opening at the box office, and people are writing obituaries. That's the sad part, you know. You have everything going in for you. I mean, you have everything in that you desire, you hope for, and you can give your best to the film, but it's not working at the box office, and somewhere you feel, what's going wrong? And then something happens in his personal life, and it shakes you up completely. So I guess Shah Rukh was in a very sensitive position where he had to deliver numbers he had to deliver in terms of as a performer. And imagine he shot the film even after the personal crisis.
Yes. Yeah.
So what must be going through? He must be going through, only he knows.
Yeah.
And but all well that ends well. So coming back to your question, where these two films didn't work, and then there were a lot of films that really didn't work. The problem is, Rohit, that आप एक film देते हैं जो चल जाती है, and there are 5 and 10 films which don't really work at the box office, and that is a problem. The film industry is bleeding right now. ये कहना बिल्कुल सही होगा कि हम, कई लोग बोलते हैं हम वेंटिलेटर पे हैं, मैं कहूँगा कि हम तो ICU में हैं. पठान के बाद हम सीधा ICU में चले गए, क्योंकि what has happened is that you have a Kerala story and you have जरा हटके जरा बच के
तू झूठी में मक्कार,
तू झूठी में मक्कार doing well in metro especially, and also Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway, a decent success. But what happens is that when the big films don't really work, you've got of course there was Shehzada, Selfie, then there was किसी का भाई किसी की जान, बोला, and above all आदि पुरुष, जिसने तो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की कमर ही तोड़ दी. So well,
there were big expectations because it was a big film, right?
Absolutely. You mean Adi Purush?
Adi Purush.
Yes. It was a very big film. When you officially say that it has cost you 500 crores.
Wow.
And also it's Ramayan.
Yeah.
तो लोग कहते हैं इसका बिजनेस कम से कम 300 crores होना चाहिए, 400 crores होना चाहिए, 500 crore होना चाहिए. I say wrong. Don't underestimate a film like that. You know why? Because this is Ramayan.
I remember you saying on this couch, you said, you were telling us in the last interview, रास्ते बंद हो जाते थे, लोग घर चले जाते थे जब रामायण आता था.
Absolutely. And I've seen that with my own eyes. I was 22, 23 at that point of time, and I remember. And even I have seen the time when Jai Santoshi Ma had released. I was very small at that point of time. And I remember going to a cinema hall. उस वक्त single screens होते थे. Going to a cinema hall, and I used to see so many ladies walking in with thalis and doing puja and aarti. And the songs, were so popular, and they are popular even to date. So somewhere down the line, we still recall those films. There's tremendous recall value for those films. But Adi Purush, क्या बनाना चाहते थे और क्या बना दिया. And imagine they were supposed to come in January. They took time. They said we're coming in June.
Fixing the movie.
क्या किया? I mean, this is what you make. Right. So मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि आदि पुरुष बुरी फिल्म थी. मैं कहूँगा आदि पुरुष बहुत ही बुरी फिल्म थी, और उसका फ्लॉप होना निश्चित था, और उसका ऐसी फिल्मों का फ्लॉप होना जरूरी भी है, क्योंकि ऐसी फिल्में, आदि पुरुष जैसी फिल्में हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को बुरा नाम देती हैं. ये मौका था हमारे लिए, जब हम सुनते हैं लोग कहते हैं कि साउथ वाले हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को पछाड़ रहे हैं. बाहुबली आ गई, बाहुबली 2 आ गई, KGF आ गई, KGF 2 आ गई, कांतारा आई, पुष्पा आई, RRR आ गई. हमारे पास the Hindi film industry had one golden opportunity called Adi Purush to prove to them, to prove to the world that we can make a film which is at par with an international film. Right. Plus it's Ramayan. But I'm sure आपने फिल्म देखी है.
Yes, and we saw people coming out of the theaters and giving their views.
Yeah. It's very disheartening. So, well, that was the biggest setback for us.
Right.
And I think somewhere down the line, it really is not a good feeling when a big film really doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that over the years where people, over the years, and I'm talking of the 1970s onwards, because that's the time when I really started working. 70s, 80s में जब फिल्में नहीं चलती थी, और आज भी जब फिल्में नहीं चलती, तो पूरी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री सहम जाती.
Yeah.
It's a setback for the entire industry. Maybe the producer someone else, maybe the distributor someone else, but it really affects the entire industry.
Right. You believe teaser is the first sign? The first teaser was rejected.
Yeah.
And then they fixed the trailer and all that. But do you think that is the first sign that लोगों को first look, first teaser नहीं पसंद आया?
बिल्कुल. I would say जब पहला आपका, in today's time, even earlier, a trailer, ये तो teaser अभी आता है, आजकल trend हो गया पिछले कई वर्षों से, but even earlier, the trend used to be ट्रेलर देखकर हम लोग अंदाजा लगाते थे कि हमें whether we want to watch a film or skip
You
it.
don't want to,
And a trailer is actually a great indicator.
indicator.
But here the trailer, the teaser, was banned
Yeah, it was.
and criticized heavily. There was backlash.
Yeah.
And that's when they decided. And you know, the surprising part was that they tried to cover it up by showing a few media people the same teaser in 3D. And the media people said, wow, क्या 3D में picture है, लग रही है, and क्या picture है, क्या teaser है. That for me was the biggest joke. ये जो आप damage control करने की कोशिश करते हैं ना. And that's the reason why the film industry never grows.
Right.
Because, you know, if you don't criticize a film which is wrong, which is bad,
you're not helping.
then you're not helping the cause. You're not helping the industry to grow. You could be wrong in your judgment. I'm not denying that.
Correct.
But at least जो गलत है वो गलत बोलने की आप क्षमता रखिए, वो सच्चाई रखिए.
What is if there was one big lesson for everyone who's planning an Adipurush, what should they learn and what should they take away?
देखिए क्या होता है when you make रामायण, महाभारत या कोई भी ग्रंथ आप बना रहे हैं, तो आप you need to be very dedicated, sincere और honesty के साथ बनाइए. आदि पुरुष का पहला सीन था सैफ अली खान, उसका हेयर स्टाइल देखा आपने? मुझे पता नहीं था कि रामायण के दौरान या फिल्म देखते वक्त मुझे एहसास हुआ कि भाई ये तो 2023 की हेयर स्टाइल भी उस वक्त थी, जो सैफ के इधर स्पाइक्स निकल रहे हैं. ऐसे तो कई दृश्य थे इस फिल्म में. Something, I mean, see, you need to be very honest to what you're doing. So जो फ्लैक मिला है फिल्म को, the first 3 days again, वो जो perception बनाने की कोशिश की गई, oh, fantastic collections, and first day, second day, third day, मानता हूँ, people went for Ramayana.
Yeah. They gave it
Even
a chance.
when I went to watch the film, it was for Ramayana. Prabhas was secondary. So, and then the perception that you try to create through these media people saying that, you know, वाह क्या फर्स्ट डे रहा, सेकंड डे रहा, थर्ड डे रहा, और फोर्थ डे फिफ्थ डे देखना कहाँ गायब हो जाएंगे जिन्होंने क्रिटिसाइज किया था, मीनिंग इशारा मेरी तरफ ही था. पर फोर्थ डे पे क्या हुआ तो आप भी जानते हैं. आदि पुरुष sank faster than Titanic on the fourth day itself. And I think, but anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Sure.
I genuinely feel that the false narratives, the perception that you try to create, everything goes out of the window.
Right.
If the audience verdict is negative.
Yeah, that's.
जनता जनार्दन का verdict ही final verdict होता है.
And they are smart.
They are very smart.
Yeah.
I've always said, and I've always maintained this. I said कि you know, the audience can be very ruthless and can be very rewarding. और आप अगर अच्छी फिल्म बनाएंगे तो लोग उसे देखने चाहेंगे.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand why they would not patronize a film which is maybe a very small budget also, and it has been seen time and again. जरूरी नहीं कि बड़ी फिल्म और बड़े सितारे ही बड़े दर्शकों की भीड़ इकट्ठा करने में कामयाब हो.
बिल्कुल. Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
it's not true.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
So after Adipurush, I want to come to Satyaprem ki Katha.
Yeah.
Did it open well? Did it sink on Monday? Did it not open well? Where was
You know,
this?
Satyaprem ki Katha is doing well.
Okay.
There's no denying that. और आज की तारीख में, you know, thing is कि a film does moderately well also at the box office. It's supposed to be a success. Okay. Because post-pandemic, a lot of things have changed in terms of business, in terms of numbers. So I feel that, you know, need to have the stamina to run at the box office for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Satyaprem Ki Katha is a very interesting film. And I genuinely feel that the film has worked at the box office. It's a moderate success. I'm not saying it's a super hit or it's a hit or whatever. No, it's not a hit. It's a moderate success. So I feel that the film is a very important film because of the message it conveys. Also, it's a very important film for Kartik Aaryan and Kiara Advani. Both are fantastic.
Right. 2 A-list actors. Is it moderate success not great news?
Yeah, you know, it's not great news. I agree with you. Because everyone wants those numbers, you know. And I think especially if you have tasted huge success in in Bhool Bhulaiya too.
Yeah.
But then Bhool Bhulaiya was a different genre completely. This is a different genre completely. So, the thing is when Amitabh Bachchan did Sholay with Ramesh Sippy and Amar Akbar Anthony with Manmohan Desai, those numbers were very different when compared to when Amitabh Bachchan did Jurmana and Bemisal with Rishikesh Mukherjee. Those numbers were very different either. So there was a big difference in the kind of business those two films, those two genres did at that point.
Right. And then came also Mission Impossible, which is a big franchise.
Absolutely.
I personally liked it. I watched it with the audience completely full, but how's it performed?
It's doing very well. The first weekend has been fantastic. And I think, but the problem is कि हमारी फिल्में नहीं चल रही. ये तो बाहर की फिल्में हैं.
This is doing well across the world.
Yeah. And it's doing, it's a Hollywood film. हमारी देसी फिल्में चले, हमारी बॉलीवुड की फिल्में चले तो मजा आता है. That's more important, and I think this, I genuinely hope and pray that the coming weeks get better with Jawan and Animal and Tiger, Fukre. Many interesting films like that.
Very interesting films.
Yeah, and of course Gadar and OMG too. Yeah. Hi, this is Taran Adarsh, and you're watching me with Rohit Khilnani on Bollywood Hungama.